my Timberwolves have an interest in a guy by the name of Monte Morris, who is he's one of the better starting point guards, or backup point guards, my apology, in the league. And he's kind of an average starter, since he's been a starter. He was a starter last year for the Wizards, and he was okay. He actually had a career high the year before being the starter with the Nuggets when he put up 12.6 points, a few assists a game. That was the year with the Denver Nuggets. He also had some flashes of other times where Jamal Murray got hit. I just really do think that, Monte Morris, a guy for the T-Wolves, he's making about $8.1 million, if I think off the top of my head. And he's a guy, consistent from three-point shooting. Obviously, don't look at the stats this year. He's been hurt. It's not been a good situation, obviously, there. You know what's going on in Detroit. But he's a guy who doesn't really turn the ball over. He's a little bit undersized, but he's going to come off. He can be a microwave. He can facilitate, especially out the pick and roll. And for I know the Timberwolves are a team that, we really don't have a backup point guard behind Mike Conley. That's evident. And a lot of times we have Anthony Edwards running and Karl-Anthony Towns running, facilitating the offense, especially when Conley sits. And Conley getting up there in age, we do need a guy who can play 18, 20 minutes a night. Obviously, I love me some Jordan McLaughlin, and Jordan McLaughlin is great, but Jordan McLaughlin has his limitations. And Morris, a guy that in his last true year being a backup, healthy / before he got hurt, was in 2020 to 21. And that was the season where, put 25 minutes a night, 10 points, 48% from the field, 38 from three, dishes out just under 4 assists a game, grabs 2 rebounds, a little microwave man from Iowa State. He's a guy who has, value in the NBA when it comes to being able to be a microwave, being able to run stuff. It's just the last few seasons, health has been a concern. He hasn't been able to play more than 75 games for the last 2 seasons. He has been since leaving Denver, he hasn't been healthy. So that is a concern. Now, when you look at the current situation with Jordan McLaughlin, again, I don't want to dish. I love McLaughlin, but his minutes have steadily decreased every single season. And the problem with McLaughlin is, if you think Monte Morris is small, my man McLaughlin's even smaller. So there's that big problem. And he's a guy who's really suited to be the third point guard on a team. So I really do like the idea of bringing in a guy like Monte Morris. They're saying that a deal of Wendell Moore, Shake Milton, and Troy Brown Jr. is what the Timberwolves are, dangling exploratory trade talks. So at least we kind of know that there are some deals that are being put in the works. And I do wonder what they're going to try to do, because as more and more time passes, I think that being stagnant, this is a good season we're having, and we can't let it go by. So I think you need to take advantage full force on making a move. That's just my 2 cents.